Module 2, SQL commands for MS Access. In this lesson, I will show you how to write SQL statements for DML, specifically the select, insert, update, and delete. I will show you two environments that can be performed in. Another free lesson to help you become a better coder. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share. Your continued support helps making these videos possible. And as always, I thank you all for your continued support. Let's get started. Alright, let's open up our Sql Management Studio. If you have one, if you don't, just sit back and watch how I work with this DML. It's going to be very basic. Alright. So I'm going to now in the past, when there wasn't a management studio like this one, we had to use the command prompt to first install the server through the command prompt, and we had to administer the database through the command prompt. You can see how that would be difficult. You have to remember a lot of stuff. But with this environment, and it is real easy to create a database. So I'm going to create a new database here. Let's call, we're going to do DML sample. Alright. And then I'm going to create a sample table here. Let's call let's call contact, that contact table. So contact ID, I'm going to do unique, that way I don't have to worry about the So it's going to be a real, very simple table. This one's going to take on the form of in varchar. I am not going to go into the data type. All right. So, but you can look that up. It's pretty standardized. Now, if you notice, let me do one thing here. Yeah, let's do H. See how it says nchar? That's the old type. All right. In the past, we had to use the n type. That is called fixed length. All right. That's called fixed length. All right. And regardless if you anytime you add anything in there, whether it be 3 characters long or 5 characters long, it will always reserve 10. Alright, so that is problematic in these days. Alright, now the in varchar, which is this guy, that is different. Alright, that means you have a maximum of 50 characters. So if you enter 5 characters long data, it only goes up to 5. Alright, for that one. If you change to 10, and then you have a 10, so you don't have a trailing string or trailing white spaces. Alright, now this guy, the nchar, you will have trailing white spaces. Alright, and that's why it's now become becoming obsolete. All right, nowadays we just use in varchar, just so that we can have up to 50 characters or whatever you marked, but there will not be a trailing white space. All right, so that's, keep in mind, that's why so in varchar nowadays that's what we use. What else do we want to do here? How about birthday, date of birth? So I want to add a couple of data type. Now you can define this as a date or date time. All right, date means it does not take on the time. All right, whereas if you do that and time, then you will have to add the time to it. But we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to worry about the date. All right, I think that's good enough. Now, as always, database, you have each table has its own primary key. All right, now in Access it's very critical. All right, here it's critical as well. All right, you should always set primary key. Now in here, if you save without setting the primary key, it doesn't bark at you. Whereas Access, it will say, hey, you don't have primary key, I'm going to add one for you. All right, so that's the difference. So this one you can just save without setting, but as a rule of thumb, you always have a primary key. Now when you mark that, all right, and save like we are doing right now, call contact, it creates an index for that guy. All right, I am not going to go into that index, but what it does, it is a marker on the file. So anytime you add records to it, the database, the server, knows where to grab that person or that record. All right, so that is an index, by the way. So that's how these guys are saved. All right, so each time you add records, it adds an index to that column. All right, that column, and that's how it retrieves. Okay, and that's why it is unique and it cannot be repeated. All right, so this column right here, primary key, cannot be it cannot be repeated. Okay, so primary key cannot be repeated. That will be problematic. All right, I'm going to leave that open. I'm going to open up a new query. Not new query, but the new query design. All right, we call it new query design, the environment. So here we want to add some stuff in here. Now anytime you mark unique, and you don't want to, there are two ways of adding these guys. All right, I'm going to show you the insert first. All right, we're going to work on the insert statement in here. For instance, we are going to insert the insert statement. Now you've seen this throughout of my videos. I've done this too. Insert into contact, and then we supply what it is. Contact ID, first name. You see how I start typing, it knows. All right, it's pretty age there, and then date of birth. Now in Access, you don't have that luxury. All right, and then we'll supply the values for them. Okay, now we call this the list, column list. All right, and then we have to match the column list with the values. All right, so that being the string, in varchar it's a string. I'm going to put a single quote in there. You cannot use the double quotes in here in SQL Server. That's a string, and this guy is age. I'm going to put 10, and then date of birth. you can actually use a string as well. So let's do that. And 2022. As a matter of fact, it's 21. Let's put it in today's date. Now this right here, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and put my name there. Alright. So that's how you would put. You have to supply the ID. Alright. Without the ID, it won't work. Okay. Let's see if we can enter it without the ID. See there? You cannot insert without an ID. Alright, because of this column list. What if we take this guy out? That will also be problematic because we mark it as a primary key. Alright, so primary key is a must. Let's try that again. Execute. See there? So the primary key is a must in all tables, regardless what database you're working with. And that's first thing. Primary key is a must. Now I'm going to show you the hard way and the easy way to get the ID. This being a unique, it is a 36 characters long. So I'm gonna say get quit. You see that? It already knows get quit. So this is we're gonna get quit. Generate quit. That's it. And then I'm just gonna go in there and select all, copy, and that's one way to get quit. All right. And now if I execute that statement, it will be executed. See there, one row affected. One row affected. So I am going to go ahead and do insert statement. Now I'm going to show you the select statement. This is all DML statements. All right, select statement. That way we know if that guy is added or not. There you go. So that's how you know the data you added correctly. Now the second way to insert without having to worry about this guy is come over here as a default value. Now SQL Server is pretty smart. If you say new ID, like so, new ID, it automatically adds the ID for that column. So now I'm just going to take this guy out. Now remember, before I show you, without this ID, it barks at you. All right. Now now see if I did that. Yeah, I'm just going to change this to maybe 10. Now if I add it, or not add it, but execute that statement, watch, it's okay. Alright, that is because we asked the server to say, hey, generate this ID for me. Alright, so now if we take a look at this, select, we got two items. Alright, so that's how you insert. Alright, I'm gonna add maybe two more, and just kind of change this around. We're gonna, or you can add this. You know what? I'm gonna add two more. I'm gonna copy this guy, copy, maybe three more. just going to change his date around here. It really doesn't matter, it's a test. Alright, if I select those three and execute, you see it all affected, it's been added. So if I select this guy and execute, now we got 4. Alright, that's the insert. Alright, what happened if I made an error? So if we made an error, we got to update. Alright, so to update, then we just say update the table name and set. That is a keyword for updating. Alright, set, update, and set. The column, I'm going to say age equals being in number. You don't need to put anything in there, just put 2. And if you want to update the birth date, you do that. And let's see, we are going to do 3/3/2022. Now if you just select that, it will update all the columns, all the records, which you don't want. Many times you only want to update an individual record, so you would say where contact ID equals. Alright, so let's update this guy. So I'm going to open up new query environment here. That way, and then do this, copy, so we can make a comparison. This is current. Alright, and now if I execute this for this ID, execute, we got one updated or affected. Okay, right here. And if we run this guy, that will, number 2. There you go. So we update that guy. See there? And that's how you use update. Alright. There are other ways, couple of other ways to update, but this is very basic. We'll get into the complex way to update later on in the video. But right now, all you have to understand is that when you update, you write the keyword or command update, table name, set, and where. These are the keys to update. Alright, now if you were to update all the records from the table, you would not need this where clause. Alright, or you could update multiple records at the same time. Say if you want to do a product markup, alright, a product markup, for instance, I'm just doing an example. We don't have a product table, but just for product markup, where for instance category equals food, for instance, and then you just do the price. I'm just gonna, now we don't have this, I'm just doing an example here. Equals, a markup would be price times whatever percentage it is, 2%, for example, and that will mark up the, say this is the product. Alright, we don't have product, by the way, I'm just showing you. This would be marking the price for the product, alright, for this category. So any product belongs to this category would be marked up 2%. Alright, and that's how that works. So you're not limited to just update a single record. You can update multiple records, just like this example here. All right. So now we got that out of the way. The fourth, let's see, one. Okay, this is update. So this is second command in the DML. This is the update statement. All right. Now the last statement has to do with the deletion. All right, we're gonna delete. This is real simple. All right, as the names imply. This is similar to this. You would want to use the aware clause. All right, and be very careful of doing this. Delete from, see there, contact, and then I just copy and paste where this guy is. Now in Access, to delete you have to say delete asterisk. All right, in SQL you don't do that. Okay, in SQL you don't do that. That is a no-no. It would bark at you, I think. Let's take a look. I'm going to select that. See there, the asterisk. You say, hey, what's going on there? That syntax, yeah, incorrect syntax, near asterisk. Okay, so it basically tells you where it is. So we're going to take that out, and if we do that, one is affected. All right, so if we take a look at it again, we are going to have 4. All right, and our original 5. Okay, and that's basically how you use the DML for working with the records. All right, so now I'm going to switch over to the Access to do the same. All right, I'm going to type in Access and open that up. Let's open this guy up. I don't have a table. I'm going to say SQL statements for MS Access. All right, this is module 1. I'm going to add another one, say module 1, and this guy is going to be DML statement. So in here the same way, I'm going to go ahead and add the same as a matter of fact, I'm going to go to the design. Let's call this contact the same way there, and contact ID. Now in here, all right, you can do the same thing. You can mark this as text, all right, short text or long text, or you can have order number. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to use a number. That way I don't have to keep going to their website to get the ID. All right, or we can make our own. All right, so we can make our own. Okay, you don't want to use the auto number. All right, just in case you want to port this to SQL. Order number kind of misleading, and it does add numbers. All right, but you want your ID in the fixed length. That way they look uniform. All right, if you start with 1 and then you end up with 100,000, for example, or 10,000 or 1,000, they don't have the same length. All right, you have 1 character and then you have 2 characters, and so it doesn't look attractive. All right, although numbers are preferably. Okay, so but we're gonna use the we're gonna use a yeah, we'll go ahead and use order number, just so that just for demonstration purposes. So here again, I'm going to do first first name, last name, age, date of birth. Now I'm going to put, now this one you don't have option to do date or just the date. Yeah, it only has one date definition, which is date time. All right, so it serves two purposes, either a date or date and time. But yeah, that's no problem. As long as you don't enter the time, it's okay. All right, this will be a number. That's that. And for example, if I save this guy right now, if I say, oh, it already marked the ID right there. Okay, so that's a key, that's a index. Yeah, see right here on the bottom. Yeah, this one tells you it's index, similar to the SQL Server. It does that. All primary keys are indexed. All right, I'm gonna save that. Okay, now to work with this, normally in Access you would come over here and create a query. All right, and then you would use this append or the add. It's the same thing. Append means insert. All right, update or delete. All right, so you have this option. Okay, I'm not very good with using these buttons. All right, to tell you the truth, I'm not very good in these access features. All right, I've got to admit, I'm a programmer, and so a bunch of these I don't understand. All right, perhaps I never got into it. All right, but see, insert, delete column, insert column. So these are DDL here. But what I'm good at is a SQL statement. All right, what I'm good at. So I'm gonna do the first one. All right, and that's pretty easy. I'm just gonna come over here and grab this guy. Now I don't know if I can just copy all three and execute in here like I could with the SQL. All right, we're gonna try that out and see. And yeah, so yeah, so I guess I'm gonna do one at a time. Or maybe, you know what, let's try that again. Maybe I need a semicolon here. Now I never done this before in SQL or in Access. Let's try that, see if it works. Yeah. So yeah, let's try this. Let's try one at a time. All right, let's try one at a time. See there, one at a time works. So now I'm gonna Control Z. Maybe select all, and then I'm gonna do the second one. Remove the first, add the semicolon behind, and then remove last. So in here I'm able to do one at a time, and it works the same way. You see, it works the same way. These are environment right here. Okay, and I think I got one more, which is the last one, and I'm gonna remove that top one. Execute. So now if I add the if I come over here and do this SQL, similar to the SQL Server. Oops, select all, like so, and execute. Same thing. See that? So that's how you would do in Access. All right, those insert. All right, now let's update one. So I'm going to update the same thing, nothing changed. Update, contact, set, let's set age equal 5, and date of birth equals, now in here you have to use double quote. All right, date of birth maybe 10/18/2022, and then where I'm gonna type number 3 here, where contact ID equals 3. All right, so we have age of 5, birthday, actually that is not, but just it's not, that date is wrong, but it's okay. All right, it's just demonstrating the DML in Access. So this guy would be 5, this guy would be 10/18. So let's do that. Semicolon at the end, and design is going to be updated. Now if we close this guy, you have to close it, and then double click it, 5/10/18. So it works the same way. All right, it works the same way. And now the delete though is different. All right, delete is similar, but you have to add an asterisk. Well, what happens if we don't add asterisk? Let's see that. Let's see what happens without an asterisk. We're just going to do like this right here, delete. All right, and then I'm going to copy this. What would happen? Take that first one out, and then contact 3. Let's see what happens here. See there? Oh, you are okay. It can. Okay. All right. So somehow in the past you would have to put an asterisk there. All right. Maybe that was way back when, before 2010. This is the this office is 2016, right? So but anyways, so that it works the same way. And if you query this, see that one, it says it already marked deleted. You see there, it already marked deleted. All right, so that's how you do it. All right, that's DML. Now, why would you want to write this in the query here, right? Why would you want to do that in here? Well, let's do this through our forms. All right, let's do this through our forms. So I'm going to close this without saving. I'm going to show you how to do this through forms. All right, so let's go to form design. All right, we're going to add a couple text boxes. And now I'm going to copy, paste. That's good. And this being the this is going to be real short and sweet. All right, just to give you an idea, all right, how we can do this without depending on the access features. And if you follow my database, my videos, this is how I do it. All right, the reason why I want to show you this is because sometimes we miss the foundation. All right, and when you miss the foundation and don't truly understand what's going on, it's very hard to move around. All right. meaning to code. All right, I mean, you can follow all you want. That's let me take data word. DOB. You can follow. You can follow as you know all you want, but if you don't grasp and understand, okay, it's hard to get past that little hump that you need. But if you do understand, you have a basic foundation of doing this, then you don't have to rely on anything. All right, you don't have to rely on the access features. Okay, then you can just open up the environment and start working, and that's it. All right, I'm going to add a button here, say execute. Actually, yeah, that's fine. I'm going to add one more button, text box, copy, paste. Just like that, and this will be an ID. Contact ID. So, like I said, you want to know what's going on in the environment. All right. If you follow other people's program, they'll move fast and do things, and because everything is in the head. Everything is in the head, and yeah, you can follow line by line the way they do things, but whatever is in the person's head, you don't understand. You don't get it. You know, you don't really know what he is thinking. All right, but once you understand the basic and the foundation, you have the foundation. Once you have the foundation, you can kind of say, hey, I know what he's thinking type, you know. And so I'm going to show you this, and we're going to move fast. It's not going to be, it's nothing difficult, all right, because being the database, so it's not a whole lot here to do. So that's basically that's how that works. All right. Oh, we got one more. We need to select. Yep. Select. What's my S there? There. So that will be a select. So I'm gonna show you in code. So this is how you do the DML in Access without having to rely on these guys. Yeah, that I showed you earlier. What was it? These guys. All right, and that sometimes is slow things down because you have to add this, you have to insert that. Okay, yeah, that's why I don't know a whole lot. I know a little bit. All right, I know a little bit here, not a whole lot. As far as the Append, I don't, yeah, or even this guy, because it relies on a table, updating the table. All right, so like I said, you know, I don't know a whole lot here. Okay, but I know how to program. Oops. So yeah, this guy. So that's what I'm going to show you, how to do this to code. All right. So basically, what would happen if you select this, right? So I'm going to add the click event. And now the normal operation, the normal access, you create a record set on the form, and then you add 2 cells. And that looks, to me, that looks like an Excel to me, all right? Which I can show you. As a matter of fact, I can show you now. Let's add a couple of items in here. Let's add a couple of items in here. Let's add this guy. That way, let me see, what do we have? Okay, all right. So we can do that. Yeah, that's fine. We can do that. Add a couple more, and then I'm gonna show you what normally people do who are into database and not really doing programming. All right, I'm going to show you. So I'll go ahead and execute that. So that's that. So I'm going to leave that right there. And if we look at, we got 4. That's good. All right. As a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and show you that first. All right. So if you click on that and go to design here, nope. What is it? Create. Yes, create. Form design or form wizard. I'm gonna add all. And then we're just gonna do, this is what people normally do, alright? So these are the forms, and if you click on that, you can update these guys, alright? So if I want to update that, you can update that because that's a primary key, but you can update this guy to James. You see there? And then once you update that, that's affected. What happened if you accidentally update that guy? What would happen? All right. So even this guy, what happened if you misspell? Say you misspell. All right. It's affected right away. Or even that guy. So that would be misleading if you accidentally making changes here, all right, and you don't remember what happened there. That record has been changed, all right. So that's why I do not do this, and many people do this. I do not use a list to update, all right. So if we do the form design here, and you see a record here, it marks as the table, contact table, and that's not what. Yeah, if you watch my video, I don't do this, all right. And this guy, if you look in the back here, there is no code, all right. And so this is what people do in normal MS Access application. They make changes on this form, all right. Yeah, real programmers, they don't like that because you are likely to make mistakes and are unable to get the mistakes back just because once it's made, right? So yeah, so I will show you how to add these guys without, or update this guy without affecting the records, unless you say, hey, can you do this for me, you know, can you, yeah, unless you really I'm gonna, okay, that's the reason why. I'll go ahead and close that. Nope, I'm going to go back to this form, and I'm going to save this form. As a matter of fact, sure. And then I'm going to close this guy out. Yeah, it won't. Yeah, I want to save this guy with the name. That's why I do one at a time. Let's call sample. So but with this, we can actually say, hey, I really want to select this guy, or I really want to add a new one, or I really want to do this, right? And you notice it says unbound, right? Unbound. And unlike this guy, you got different fields. All right, these are bound fields to the table. All right, so if you watch my video, you start to understand, hey, how come he doesn't have this thing bound to that thing? That's because I make the things the way I make. All right, so let's do this event. All right, so we're going to create this event. Oh, we did. Okay, so we got 1 2 3 4. Good. So to add, first off, programmers, they have to validate every field. All right, they have to validate every field that are required. Okay. In this case, we're not required to add this guy because that is auto-generated. All right, that is auto-generated. And if it's a string field, you must add it manually, or you can add it through code. All right, now I create the get greet function, so you can use that to populate this guy. But we have to validate this guy, so I am not going into how to validate them, but I'll go show you a simple trick, or the simple way of validating is no me first name and or not is no me text last name. So this is just a simple way of making sure all fields are valid, or there's something in there. All right, there's something in there. Yeah, and you have to use an and because you want all of them. All right, you want all of them to be valid or validated. All right, then see there, this will be not. All right, and in one of these guys, if it's null, then don't come in here. All right, if it's null, then don't come in here. All right, so now OS as record set. So this is how you would do things. Insert. All right, I show you in the SQL view, but now I'm going to show you through code to perform the same thing, and you understand. I just do 1 or 2 and then you understand. Let's see. Yeah, so now you can say, you can open the record set. Once you are satisfied with the entries, then you can just open the record set. All right, set equal current db open record set. You see there, and then the record set is contact. Okay, that's a contact table, and then and that's it. And then here you can say with rs and with. Here you can say dot add new. You see there, and then you can say exclamation first name equal me text first name exclamation last name equals last name, age equals, and the DOB oops, and then finally you want to update dot update. Alright, once you're done with that, set record set to nothing. Empty your garbage. So that's how you would add record. This is one way. I'm going to show you another way. So we'll go ahead and add this guy. All right, let's see what we have in here for now. Now, okay, good. I'm going to open this guy up. So now I'm going to type in Jack. All right, I am 11. My birth date is 1/1/2020. If I click on this guy, let's see if it will add. All right, just click it. There you go. See that? So I just added. All right. Let's add another one with using the insert, the one that I showed you in the SQL view. All right. So I'm going to comment this out. Now with this, you don't need this, so I'm going to comment this out. And you don't need this. So I like to do things the easy way, something that I can move a little faster. All right, I do need the statement like so, and here I can just say SQL equals insert into. As a matter of fact, here's an easy way. Similar to this right here, I'm going to copy that and paste it in there, just like that. Now, yeah, that's good, just perfect right there. Now I'm going to change this guy to John Doe. All right, maybe 6. Okay, so with this, you only have 2 lines of statement. All right, current DB execute SQL. See there? See, there are 2 ways of adding this one. One is through the record set. The other one is through the SQL statement. This is similar to the way we do it here. All right, we just highlight that and execute. See that? Execute. In here we can do the same thing and execute. All right, so let's do that. So right now we have 6 records. All right, let's actually, you know what, actually my bad, I need to replace this guy. Yeah, hold on, I need to replace this guy with almost forgot there, with me text first name oops, and then comma, and then me last name, and I'll just delete the rest of this and I'll show you. So that's the yep, and then comma, and then me age, comma, and me DOB. Like so. Now if that gets too long, you see where the break end here, you can just put in the underscore and hit enter. Alright, so now we got everything, and with this you have to come back and take a look at these guys. Alright, for all the string field, you have to add a single quote just like we did. Alright, so there's single quote there, there's a single quote there, surround this guy with a single quote. This is being a number, you don't need a single quote, and this is the date, you have to put a single quote in there. Alright, so that would do the same thing. See if I missed anything here. Let's go to the front, see if I missed anything here. I'm going to change that to John Doe 6. Yeah, that's fine, and then just make it 12. Add, let's see, okay, so something's not right, it didn't add, or maybe we need to, hold on, oh there you go, I need to refresh that. So that's the John Doe, see there. So there are two ways of adding that. Alright, one is using the record set, and the other is using just a statement. Alright, that's just like a 2 lines. Okay, so that's a way to add through code. Alright, and I prefer doing things in code. Alright, that way I have more control of what I'm doing, rather than relying on the MS Access. Alright, so that's that. But now these guys is the same. You would just write this type of statement, and whatever it is, maybe a delete like I showed you, or select like I showed you, or update, it's the same way. Alright, it's the same way as I have demonstrated here. Okay, so that is how you do the DML in the Access. Alright, I don't need to go through this. I mean, all you have to do is just as a matter of fact, you know what, we didn't even comment that out. Alright, we didn't even comment that out. That should have been commented out. But yeah, all you need, those guys, is similar, just like that. Alright, now the select, you would have to use the record set. Alright, the select, you would have to use the record set. Okay, so as a matter of fact, you know what, I'm going to show you the select. Yeah, I'm going to show you the select. I'm going to copy that, put in the select. Alright, by the way, this guy right here, this would not be insert, this would be delete from. Okay, so but I'm just showing you, you would write the statement similar to this and then execute. Yeah, I'll be a little fancy. Yeah, it would be like delete from contact where contact ID equals 6, for instance. Right, and yeah, let me execute that since we already got that one in there. So 6 is Jack right here. Okay, so I'll go ahead and close that out, and then I'll just do delete. Alright, look at it, it's gone. See, number 6 is gone. Alright, and that's, yeah, see how it's got a gap there, 5 and 7, and thereafter if you insert again, it will be 8, 9, and whatever you delete, it will delete that number. And that's the reason why I don't use auto number. Alright, but that's beside the point. Okay, let's continue here. I'm going to show you this guy I was going to. So we don't need if, we don't need this statement, and here we do. We don't need the SQL, although you could. Alright, but this is what you do if you retrieve using a select. You say select everything from contact where contact ID equal 3, for instance, and then in here you say me txt contact ID equals rs contact ID me first name equal last name, just like that. So this is how you retrieve txt date of birth, just like that, and then we'll set rs equals nothing. So that's how you would retrieve the record. See how this statement? That's how you retrieve. Now I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna just go select. Watch this text boxes here. Let's see. Oh, what happened? It says valid. It says value not valid. Okay, so let's take a look at why that is. Let's take a look at this form. txt contact ID. We're going to put this general number. Well, let's try to add a new one. Yeah, these are the things that you would do. Basically, txt contact ID. Let's see why it did not populate there. Let's try again. Select. So maybe we can do convert to string. Yeah, this means convert to string, not current record. Okay, so there's something's not right there. Let me see what's going on here. If rs record count, let's put it in 0, and then come in here. So I'm gonna stop right there. So this is what you do anytime you have issues with it. You want to stop right where it happens. That way you know what's going on. So it didn't even come in here. It didn't even go in there. That's the reason why. So what happened here? Equals 3. Oh, there's no 3. That's the reason why. Then we deleted that one. Okay, so we know that there's no 3. Let's open that up again. Yeah, there's no 3. No wonder. So that would be detection. See, it didn't go in there because we were trying to retrieve something that doesn't exist. All right, but with this record count, you can say, hey, if there is anything in this select statement, I want it. All right, so now I'm going to change that to 2 because I know the 2 exists. Okay, now this time we're going to know. All right, this time we're going to know. Let's try that again. Select, see there, 1. So you see number 1. All right, yeah, before we were getting something that we deleted it, that we had deleted. Now it didn't bark, so that we got Petrina. All right, bracket number 2. So that's how you do it. Okay, that is very simple. And if you understand this DML, SQL DML, you can do this through code, and you can basically debug your own code. And that's how programmers do things. We don't use features through MS Access. Very little we use the features. But this is how we do things. All right. So that is that. All right. I have presented to you a very basic statements that can be used with creating database application. There are more to this, so in the next video I will show you the, let's see what's the agenda. The next video, let me see, the next video I have not written anything, but just, oh, here we go. So the next video I'm gonna show you the aggregate functions with the database and show you how to use them. All right, so aggregate functions in module 3. There you have it. Happy programming. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, like, share, and hit that bell. And also comment below, and if you need help, inbox me. Thanks again.